Hi everyone. In today's society, we are used to getting everything we want with just the press of a button and it's delivered to our doorstep. And we can entertain ourselves 24/7 through computer, phone, books, music, everything. At work, we are expected to reply to our emails, even sometimes in the weekends or in the evenings, which makes it harder to shut off and to rest your brain. Due to the number of choices we get and the amount of stuff we collect in our fast-paced society, more and more people get more anxious and stressed out. They can feel anxious about their lives, about their career choices, or about their relationships. And in this video, I will discuss how to bring back focus amongst all of this. As a student, I moved around quite a lot of times, and every time I brought a lot of stuff from one place to another. And a lot of these things I just had, but I didn't even use them. When I moved to Sweden for an Erasmus exchange for a year, I brought one suitcase and one backpack with me, and I realized this is all I needed. It was a breeze. Everything I owned was just in these two pieces of luggage. I did not lose energy on organizing my stuff or on choosing on what to wear. I could just focus on having a good time in Sweden, exploring the country, making friends, and studying at the university there. When I moved back to the Netherlands, I bought a book about minimalism, and I know it's ironic, but it's really helped me to reduce the amount of possessions I have and to really focus on what is important in life. It's kind of like my Bible. So this is the book, Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. I think it's super useful. I read it like 5 or 6 times, and it really helps me to reduce the amount of possessions and to bring back focus to my life. If you're interested, I put a link down below so you can just check it out. What really helped me to understand through this book was that you need a lot less than you might think. And it's not about just reducing for the sake of reducing, but really thinking about what is important to you and then focus on that and enjoy those things. Don't do the things that you don't really are in line with your values. So this guy lives in a very small studio. I can show you here. This is in Tokyo, and of course they live in smaller apartments there than, for instance, in the Netherlands. This is quite extreme to me because he sleeps on a futon right there. He has a very few clothes, and he really focuses it on the very bare basics. I think it's very inspiring, but it's not for me to go all the way like this, but just more to think critically of what do you actually need. And if you really enjoy something, just keep it. How do you reduce your possessions and why should you do it? Well, I think one of the things is to live lighter. That really helps. It helped me realize all the stuff I own and what is important to me and what is not important to me. And I got rid of some stuff, and it really helped me clear my mind and really to focus on what is important. Another benefit of minimalism is that you can start to see the difference between what you want and what you need. And I think this is very useful to understand for yourself what you really want to spend money on, right? What do you stand for? What are your values? And do those values reflect what you have? Commercials trick you into buying all sorts of new stuff, and I think it's very tempting to buy all those things, and they know how to do it. I mean, there are whole departments in big companies that are just focused on selling you stuff. But once you realize that they actually just want to sell you stuff, but it's not necessarily going to improve your life. When I see a commercial about a certain product that I need to buy, I start to think critically about, will it improve my life? Do I actually need it? And do I already have something that actually does it, that has the same functionality as this product? If you don't need it and if you already have something, then of course you don't buy it. Just think more critically about commercials and buying stuff. And I think this is really good for your mental clarity, but also for your financial situation. And minimalism also makes your life lighter. Like, you have less stuff to take care of, you have less stuff to own, you have less stuff to think about. So it will definitely help you to manage this fast-paced society where a lot is expected from you. I have one weakness, and that's my weakness for books. Already buying a book about minimalism is very ironic, but I have much more books. And after carrying all my books with me during 4 moving sessions, I realized I needed to change something. So what I did was I went through all the books, but I had to be brutally honest with myself, and I gave about 1/3 of my books away in a free street library shop. So those things you sometimes see on the street where people can borrow books or take them and they just read them. And I hope that they found a new owner that is happy with them. These are all books that I didn't read, wasn't planning to read, or already read and was never going to read again. My book collection looks fresh again, but I already bought some new books and it's gonna stay my weakness. I acknowledge that, and also, but at least I'm aware and I just enjoy that. But I'm more critical about which books I bring into my house. The reason why I decided that I allow myself to do this and to buy books is because I think it adds value to my life. There's a lot of knowledge in books and I really like to read. It calms my mind and I get a lot of energy from it. So I just buy the books, enjoy them to the fullest, and that's just my thing. I like books. I think this is also good to think for you. Minimalism is not about reducing your possessions to 100 items, but it's about keeping only the things that you need and the things that add value to your life. If that's a lot of books, then keep them. If that's a fancy car, keep it. It's not about just reducing everything until you have nothing anymore. It's about focusing on what is important to you and enjoying those things to the fullest. Obviously, there's another benefit to minimalism, and that's your financial situation. You will buy less stuff, so you have more money at the end of the month to save or to invest or to do other things with. Also, when buying less stuff, you will just spend less money, but because of that, you have more wiggle room to buy higher quality items, which will last longer and which will help you to reduce your monthly cost actually and to improve your financial situation. Everyone is different, but just spend money on the things you find important and the things that add value to your life. Why I say this is also because you can take minimalism too far. If you end up removing everything from your life, then there's no room anymore to try out new things or to be creative. For instance, if you follow this example and you live in an empty studio and you want to draw something but there's no paper and pen to do it, then you limit your creativity. And I think this is when you take minimalism too far, because then it's not helping you, it's limiting you from achieving the things you want. And also by being playful and creative, you need some things like paper, pencils to express yourself. So find those things that are helping you to be creative and be critical about them, and then enjoy them to the fullest. The trick is to find your own balance. Some people like to have more stuff around than others, and some people need more stuff for them to be happy, to be creative than others. No one is telling you to move everything. Just think about what is the right balance for you. How much stuff would work for you? What makes you feel empowered and creative? And which things are needed for that? This is a process and it might take years, but I promise you, you feel lighter in the end. I'm also still learning every day about this. It's a continuous process. It's not like you remove all the stuff from your house one time and then you're set. No, it's about building that habit of being critical about the stuff you surround yourself with. I think this philosophy of minimalism will bring peace of mind and will bring focus to your life. You can use this focus to thrive in your career or to build your finances even more, or just spend more time with friends. I challenge you to reflect on this and visualize how your apartment would look like if you got rid of the stuff that you do not use or are just a burden to you. How does this look like? And which things are not in this visualization? Just pick one of those items and give them away today. You can start small by taking out the trash or by going through some books. And this can be a book you can never going to read, or even clothes that are actually broken or not fitting you anymore. And it's good to remind ourselves to always take some action, even if it looks small, even if it's just taking out the trash. You will already have started the momentum to bring back focus to your life. When I heard of this challenge for the first time, I went to my clothes and I threw away some old clothes which actually had a lot of holes in them. I knew I was never going to wear them anymore, but somehow I still held on to them. When I threw them away, I immediately felt much lighter. This started a bigger process for me. I became more critical of which things I put into my life and which things I should get rid of. And now I feel much more comfortable with the stuff I have in my apartment. Try it out for yourself and let me know how you feel in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, just click the big red button down below. See you later.